Yo, what's Papino? What's Papino? Zeke Black is in the building. A lot of content coming out soon. Something different, but a lot of stuff coming out. Thank you for everybody that checked out my content on the Supreme team. And shout out to Info Minds pulling up on one of the last episodes. You know what I'm saying? Queen's Flip is back. He got your callers. I see that. He got Joe Buttons pulling up. I'm gonna call one day because you know Queen's Flip is crazy. Have some fun, man, with the guys, man. Just showing love to the content, man. We need this. Sometimes we need this. Definitely from our coaches. Shout out to G Money. They're doing something great over there. And to, this is just to the content, man. We speak of hip hop in New York City, first generation. We know we started in the Bronx. We get it. It moved along the city. Hip hop first generation is just not a Bronx thing. It's a New York City thing. One of the first commercial movements of hip hop was Zulu Nation. But we can't forget about the Rocksteady crew because it was popular. We can't forget about the Rock City crew. We can't forget about the itty bitty house committees. We can't forget about the baby house committees and so on that came to this hip hop movement, the ball busters. Now, the reason for this show is first generation Dominicans. When you speak upon the ball busters, these guys also wrote graffiti and they was breakdancing. When you speak about the La Familia on the Upper West Side, some of these guys was transformed from gang activity into the hip hop culture. Check out Pop Master Fatal. Rocksteady Park is on the Upper West Side by Douglas. Joan of Arc, some of y'all may know it, Joan of Arc, junior high school. Some of y'all may know that park is West Side High, right by Douglas. That's the Upper West Side. When you speak about the Upper West Side, you only speak about the drug generation. YTC, PTC, people, Red Top Crew. But these guys also was forefathers of this hip hop culture. So to the CM crew. I don't know Niceo, but I know Dev. We would go to the West Side to right with Dev. That's why I said I know Dev CM, criminal minded on the Upper West Side. He knows me as Key Nitty, Key One from the 131 crew. Um, you had the IBM crew. We had the IBM crew over there also on that side of town, the IBM crew. We also had, poking them. I remember one time we went to on the west side right by Lincoln Center. They made it like a tourist attraction, but it was an old Amtrak tunnel on that west side. And we would go and we would chill on the walls. We went there one time. I know that the entrance you went through was by Lincoln Center, but we tore it up. It was me, my man Spoke, a couple other guys, allegedly. Um, the Latinos on the Upper West Side with the African Americans was full fledged hip hop culture. As deep as it going, as deep as it getting close to Amsterdam projects, right by the right by the LaGuardia High School, right by LaGuardia High School. So now what I'm speaking on is when we speak of the Dominicans, it's always something negative, either the white man or Trinidadios or Patrias, but they was the same people in the clubs with us. They was breakdancing too. Rocksteady Park ain't in the Bronx. It's on the Upper West Side. Um, I used to write graffiti a lot. I had a writing partner. One of my writing partners I was real close was Taser One. Taser One became better known as Jay Quest, the R&B singer. He had a real record deal with Mercury Records. We went on the A train line to bomb. Just to put our names on each subway stop. I remember because John got caught that day when we was coming out from the west side. So that west side riders could recognize us. We hit every train stop. Boom, boom, key one, taser one, key one, take one, key one, take one. You got off for like every train stop. You know the A to C line, that train by Central Park West, we was on that line. Hip hop, bro. Because when you went to Columbus and Amsterdam, that was hip hop culture. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about 96th Street. You know what I mean? We had these projects that was over there. One building project like that was on like 94th or something like that in Columbus, right by Sloan's and all that. So you guys shouldn't be surprised when you see a guy like OG Wan at the top of a hip hop record label. It's not because he was the Puglito. The economics probably worked for him, but he's always been around the hip hop culture. Dude just around the hip hop culture. It's just the ones that had a little bit more money was able to make better moves. Like you said, like Cuzzo Dice said, they had clubs. There was a lot of clubs. You know what I'm saying? It's pushing the culture forward. Um, you know, to let y'all know, right? The first time I met somebody from the West Side, as in doing something other big, other than hanging out with Dev, some other guys from the West Side, Upper West Side. There was this guy, KB. Junior high school 13 has been in legal war long as I knew. It's a legal graffiti war on 106 in Park, across the street from Carver Projects, the schoolyard of Junior High School 13, Jackie Robinson, in East Harlem. Across the street is where they did the infamous show at one point in time, 106 in Park, in the studio. For those that know, know. Right there on the other side of Park Avenue by the tunnels. This is a wall that's a legal graffiti wall, where you can do pieces and the police do not lock you up. They don't do nothing to you. I met KB there. He ran with a crew called UW, Upper West Side. Dominican kid. So Dominicans been knee deep in hip hop culture. We just keep letting people that narrate these stories X them out. And they ran with us. Not all of them was ball busters. Not all of them was DDP. Some of them, we all ran together. We all went to the same schools. You know what I'm saying? There might have been predominantly Dominican neighborhoods going towards Washington Heights, going towards Kingsbridge, that section of the Bronx. But we always been like one. Somebody needs to do a documentary on Dominicans in the hip hop culture. Check out Scene, SEEN1. He has a he has a he has a he has a documentary he's doing on hip hop. Old school graffiti artists was in the hip hop thing. A lot of hip hop artists came off the Upper West Side. MF Doom, I believe, is from the Upper West Side. Lord Cher, he's from the Upper West Side. Big Head Gary Rockefeller, Upper West Side. So they've been knee deep in the hip hop culture. What helped us out was more than Wild Style was Beat Street. That was a national movie that went crazy. There was some guys that was in Beat Street that's from like the Upper West Side. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just feeding the wolves with some information before I punch in. Y'all can do your due diligence. Stop letting people that look like us, that's speaking for our culture, just talk. Yes, hip hop was started in the Bronx, but the movement ran around the streets. The first commercial, one of the first commercial hip hop movements was Zulu Nation, Rocksteady Crew, New York City Breakers. You know what I'm saying? Most of those guys come from the Upper West Side. Most of them guys are Dominicans. So we, as a people, got know better. What you think? Zulu Nation has helped this culture move? So what the Baby House Committee had to do with this? These are the small crews that was out in the streets battling. Itty Bitty House Committee. And a host of others. But Upper West Side always been in tune with hip hop. Stop picking and choosing these stories y'all want to speak about New York City from what y'all heard in the Word Up magazine or the Right On magazine or somebody who's not from our culture speaking upon our culture. Because now they're just making hip hop black. So the Dominicans didn't start breakdancing to 9-5? Nah, we was going to war with the Dominicans. That was just street shit. The Dominicans was just a different animal. So that's just my experience. Upper West Side. I knew somebody ran with the CM crew. You could Google this. Niceo, and that crew. They from the Upper West Side. Upper West Side, Booker T. Washington Junior High School. All through there. Always been real over there. Dude's been getting stabbed up at them parties. There's a guy, Big Dog Draws. His grandfather had a baseball league. Diamond won Central Park in the 80s. I played for the team. One of their teams. I was on the Padres. He won the championship. I believe this was 83 and 84. My man Tyree Furman had me on the team. My man Ty. Upper West Side. I played Little League Baseball. Diamond won. This Dominican guy had a diamond. He rented out Diamond won all summer long for Little League Baseball from the Upper West Side. I played with not just Dominicans from the West Side playing in this league. You had a bunch of Puerto Ricans on the East Side that played for the same league. I got my uniform from the Upper West Side, from his house. I know his last name was Carugo. You'll follow Big Dog Draws on IG, his grandfather. Inbox him and ask him. Did your grandfather own a Little League, own a rented Diamond One in Central Park? Central Park got baseball diamonds that for some schools that don't have a field, they play in them diamonds. Like Julie Richmond, Norman Thomas. They don't got a baseball park, so they play in Central Park. In those Goya League. The Goya League was big league baseball to us. To make it to the Goya League was something special. But if you didn't make it to the Goya League, this is New York City history right here. You get for free. You played in these other leagues. In that one league that was in Diamond One, I think it was Robert Carujo. I had to hit a Big Dog Draws. He run around with Teleblanco Central, the big guy from the Upper West Side. I played in his grandfather's league. He posted a picture of his grandfather. I said, oh, he had the league, the Diamond One. Dominicans and Puerto Ricans coming together, creating something to keep the kids out of trouble, man. So there's something. So when y'all start thinking that the part of the game the Dominicans played was stories that these dudes talk about selling crack and all this coke and all that. No, they was also growing up with us, following the same culture. Because when I was growing up, the two big things was hip hop and freestyle and house. Depending on what zip code you lived in, you got two of them, or reggae. Can't forget about reggae and break beats. Depending on what zip code you live in, you got two of those elements. You just got hip hop, R&B, a little bit of reggae. If you lived in certain Spanish neighborhoods, you got hip hop, house, freestyle, reggae, R&B. That's depending on who's your DJ. I went to Brucey B parties back in the days, and I went to little what's his name, Louis Vega. And he used to DJ parties at my high school. I went to his parties where he might only play 4 hip hop songs and 1 reggae song, but everything else is house and freestyle. Some of y'all that was going to fucking Roseland and all them other clubs downtown, y'all know what I'm talking about. So with that being said, get in tune. I gotta go. I just had to do this for my Dominicans because I see that a lot of times where these Dominican conversations are just gangs and Trinidadios and Patrias. These guys definitely was a part of hip hop culture in the beginning, in the first movement of hip hop. This shit moving around. You played house music and you doing freestyle. After playing the freestyle, so you're doing some break beats. Those Dominicans was getting busy. Exactly, salsa. Depending on where you was at, bro. Shout out to the Upper West Side, man. They played a hard. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Uncle Sambo. Because you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Uncle Sambo. Father of Law, y'all may know him as 105th Street. You know what I'm saying? 105 PTC crew, Rock City crew, Rock Steady Park, Upper West Side. So with that being said, let me start my day. Just a little bit of New York history. I'm gonna keep this video up. I'm doing it for the people. If you're Dominican, to share it along so people have these hip hop culture conversations. Because y'all keep segregating us with this racism. Y'all are segregating us with hip hop politics and jail politics. Two different worlds. There's always been different politics when they came to prison. Even before Bloods and Crips, you had the Muslims against him, you had the Spanish against that, it was a different world. Some of us wasn't around to speak on that. With that being said, I did this show for my man Sambo, PTC, and my man Scene. Google it, Dominicans in hip hop, IBM crew. Oh, Upper West Side, K. Oh, wow, they was around. Yeah. So it makes sense why OG1 is knee deep in hip hop. Because he always been around. You know what I'm saying? That being said, you have a blessed day and God bless you. You heard? Peace. I'll definitely shout out to Southern Belle and her family. I was at the big Crips yesterday at a Crip function. Rest in peace to their cousin, you know what I'm saying? I was definitely with the Crips yesterday, the official Crips in St. Louis. The big Crocs, as y'all call them. All right, with that being said, peace.